Well, I tell you, when you're first diagnosed, it's like, to me, it was like, a big, somebody just hit me in the solar plexus, a big smack right in the pit of your stomach. And, and then it immediately turns into a railroad to us. It was just like, or maybe a roller coaster might be a better term, because everything just seems to happen so fast. And we live significantly out of town, and I had my new business, and the first thing we know is that, oh, by the way, you got an appointment Wednesday here, you got an appointment Thursday there, and we're going, wait a minute, we got to plan these things out. You just can't make appointments for us, and so on and so forth. They were trying to be very helpful, but it took a little while to get control of the situation. You felt so out of control when you're first diagnosed, and then you got to see this doctor, and you got to see that doctor, and you got to go to this dentist. It's pretty overwhelming. Overwhelming would be a great term to use for it. I never thought of dying, other than 10 minutes or 5 minutes maybe after I was diagnosed. I asked the doctor, well, if I don't get treated, how long would I have? And he said months. I went, thought of dying then, but other than that, I never really thought I was going to die. Never really believed that. You can call it denial, you can call it what you want, but I never really believed I was going to die. And then I had a fantastic support system. My wife just was fantastic as far as putting up with me and taking care of me. And then I had some complications. The people at the hospital were just fantastic. I give them a lot of credit for the support system. My radiologist, for example, says, well, we're going to lick this thing. And I told him I was claustrophobic because I was going to have to be clamped on a table with a mask over my face. And I said, wait a minute, I'm kind of claustrophobic. And he said, you'll do what you got to do. And he was right. I did what I had to do. I'm not that claustrophobic anymore. So it's just a whole combination of things. They had a psychologist, well, I'm not sure he's a psychologist, but Kevin Keeley worked with me and encouraged me. I had a fantastic support group from my church. They took care of my business while I didn't have to worry about it. Well, I worried about it, but I didn't have to. They just kind of took over my business and let me recover. And I think I've thought about that as being part of the key too, because after I had some complications, my son lives here in town, and I just moved into a bedroom in their house and didn't do anything but recover. So it's a support system. It's part of, I think denial is a big part of the process. I just denied I wasn't worried about dying. It didn't bother me. And I think it's the support from the doctors and the psychologists that you get. It's just, I give it all credit. If someone came to me who was just recently diagnosed, I would tell them, the advice I would give them is, don't get discouraged. Ask for help support if you feel like you need the support. If you say, hey man, I gotta work or something like that, no you don't. Living is a lot more important than working. You'll work out, there'll be some problems when you recover, maybe financial, maybe relationships, something like that, but you can work those out later. Right now, let's fight cancer. Let's do what we have to survive. That's the advice I would give to start with. And I'd also say, take control. People will try to run you here and run you there and all that, and you're going to feel like you're on a roller coaster. But if you can get control and feel some minor bit of control of the situation, it'll help a lot. That way you don't feel quite so helpless. As a survivor, I do feel a responsibility to pay it forward, if you want to call it that, or I just feel a responsibility to help and recognize and do anything I can within my meager means, unfortunately. I wish I were very rich, to help other survivors, to help people newly diagnosed. I believe strongly in the Lance Armstrong Foundation. I believe strongly in the American Cancer Society. Today I discovered this place where Peregrine is the saint a cancer saint, if you will, I guess. And I do feel an obligation to support all I can. I feel so fortunate to have recovered myself that you just have to. I don't understand how somebody can't feel a responsibility to do that. Some of the bravest people some of the bravest people I've met have been in cancer support groups. Some of them have made it, some of them haven't. But they're all brave, every one of them. I don't feel worthy to be with them or to be included with them because I did not have that much difficulty myself. I was just very fortunate.